wait for it. I did do a test stream earlier, but I think we're now live on one, but are we now live on the other? Yes, we are. So hello everyone. Welcome to the Geek Battle show here on the Extreme Improv Xstreamed YouTube channel, as well as the Geek Battle YouTube channel, as well as Geek Battle on Facebook and Geek Battle on Twitch. Yes, it's on Twitch now because Elon Musk wants £8 or dollars from me to go live, and that ain't happening. Ain't happening. Right, so, on the show tonight, we're going to discuss all kinds of stuff. We're going to discuss some gaming stuff. We're going to probably get into stuff to do with big stuff over the last couple of weeks. We have a new confirmed Doctor Doom. We, like Deadpool and Wolverine's been out for a week now, and all kinds of goodness. But, first of all, let's hear who else we have on the show. Cap, say hello to the people.
Hail from the land of leopards, elephants, and crocodiles. It's me, Capildave, here with my teenage idol, Leon Kennedy. And if the hair grows back, who knows? I might even do this. Anyways, my geek fact for today is going to be about Resident Evil. So far, with Resident Evil, the zombie lore, we have that flower thing that Chris Redfield discovered in the Africa thing. That all turns into zombies. And there's also the Las Plagas from Resident Evil 4. And then in the new Ethan game, the guy I don't really care about, they have the mold thing. But in the Resident Evil 4 remake, they might have actually included that, because we can see in one cutscene that Ashley is fed a black liquid thingy that kind of resembles the mold from the Ethan game. So they kind of connected the Las Plagas with that as well, with the flower thing. So they might be connecting all these species together into one thing, maybe.
Wait, I don't remember that. Like, it's a year since I played Resident Evil Remake, but like they injected something into Ashley or whatever in the original game.
Yeah, so they do that, but like in the cutscenes where they're like trying to make the parasite progression faster, they feed actually a black mold stuff that looks very similar to the one from the Ethan Winters game.
Ah, well that's interesting. I didn't remember that. Like, do you not like Resident Evil 7 and 8?
Game without Leon, I don't really care.
Oh, they're really good. They're really good. I'll be honest though, I prefer third person to first
Lady
person.
Vampire.
You like
I
the
do
Lady
appreciate the Lady Vampire.
Of course. Right, no, I definitely prefer the third person games to the first person ones, but
Yeah.
7 and 8 were actually surprisingly good. Audience, I haven't got the chat window up properly, so bear with me. I will bring it up and then we can answer any questions or whatever random stuff. Just followed you. Excellent. Yeah, we're on Kick as well, so follow us on Kick. Okay, Dev, we're still on the introductions rounds, of course. Say hello to the people.
Hi, I'm Dev, and I don't play Resident Evil, so I'm out of this conversation.
You don't like Resident Evil?
I don't play it, so I don't play horror games.
Oh.
And so, my geek fact of the week is Doctor Doom is the pettiest person in the universe. Once he helped Sue Storm give birth to his daughter, specifically to mess with Reed Richards.
Wow.
And his line was, every time you look at her, I want you to realize I did what you could never do. Save their lives.
That's cool. Although, like, at the same time, like, would you actually be that mad? Because I'd be like, thank you, keep doing that, you know?
Honestly, with the type of person Reed Richards is, that would eat him alive.
Yeah.
Because, extra fun fact,
Yeah.
the 616 Reed Richards is the goodest Reed Richards in the multiverse.
Wait, so the 616 one, what is 616? Is that the MCU?
The main line, the main timeline for the comics.
Okay. So the comics are
Reed
616.
Richards.
What's the MCU?
660 is 5.
Oh, okay.
But they call it 616 as a reference.
Okay, cool. Well, both certainly fun facts and interesting stuff there. Now,
which one has the 2002 Fantastic Four? That's the important one.
I think it's like literally Earth 2002.
Yeah.
Ah,
Okay, so couple of questions before we go any further. Like, who here has seen Deadpool and Wolverine?
Not me.
I have not, but I don't care about spoilers.
Wait, you don't care about spoilers, Dev? Did you say you have?
No,
I never
of course
have.
Yeah,
I
you
saw it
have.
first.
Yeah.
I saw it before everyone else.
Yeah. I couldn't remember. I don't want. Okay, so if you don't care about spoilers, right? Oh my God, let's talk about Deadpool and Wolverine. Finally, at long
Okay.
last, it was so good. I think it was the best MCU film since the last Spider-Man one, which was a couple of years ago now, 2-3 years ago, and and it was like the first one in a long time that actually delivered on the multiverse. And there's something interesting with how they like did it, because whereas this is the first Deadpool film in the MCU, it really didn't have very much MCU elements to it. They went hard in on all of the Fox stuff. And the thing which I was most impressed with is that I didn't, like, Dev, when you were like, oh yeah, I saw it today, last time we did a show a couple of weeks ago, I was like, oh no, right? And I didn't get to see it until the Monday, and somehow I was able to avoid all the spoilers of all of the cameos.
That's cool, yeah.
So the cameos, they'd shown on trailers that Toad was in it, and we knew that there would be like a lady Xavier, like Cassandra Nova, whatever the character is. And then when Captain America turned up, we were like, oh my God, Chris Evans is back. But then he's like, Deadpool's like, he's gonna say it, Avengers assemble, and he goes, flame on, and he turns out to be Johnny Storm.
Yes!
Yeah. I love how they did it, because they had the robe covering his chest, so you can see the logo, and he's wearing red gloves.
Ah, Joe, I didn't even pay attention to gloves and
Chris
stuff.
Evans played the best Johnny Storm. Like, that's the default Johnny Storm.
Cap, you're about to be really, really sad in a second.
Yeah, go for it, Dan.
Oh no.
Would you like to tell Cap what happens to Johnny Storm?
Well, okay, so here's a fun thing. I'll say the other part of it that, like, my observation is, like I said, they've got who else have they got? They've got a different Juggernaut there. They've got Toad, Sabretooth,
Azazel, Pyro.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Pyro.
So they've got these characters there, and so good for them for bringing back Sabretooth, because there is a strong connection to his history, obviously, with Wolverine.
And they brought back the Tyler Main one, not the other one.
So they, to be honest, like, even though like in X-Men 1 they didn't acknowledge that that's Wolverine's brother, like when they brought him back I was like, yeah, this is cool. But then they had Pyro, and like Cassandra Nova is like the main villain in it. Like, she's like the leader of this group of people in this wasteland place. And then her like second in command is Pyro. And like, good for him for getting cast in this film, because literally the only reason he is in it is because of any of the X-Men characters that could defeat Johnny Storm in one like moment, it is Pyro. So he goes, flame on! He does his thing, and then Pyro just sucks away all of the flame from him, and he smashes to the ground.
No!
See, there's one reference that everybody missed. There's another reason that Pyro is in this.
Tell me.
Because in X-Men 2, when Wolverine and Rogue and Pyro are in the car, Pyro gets bored and turns on the radio, and it plays Bye 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 in sync.
Ah, that's cool. And so obviously that's what Deadpool was dancing to, right?
Yeah, and that's what Deadpool 3 begins with.
Yeah, it is. That's a nice connection. I had completely...
Here's the thing. They say we can't allow fans to do movies because that'll just be references. But these references are cool.
Yeah, no, it's
They're
great.
Cool.
And then, okay, so like the film continues onwards, And I was, because when you watch it, like, Cap, you know, honestly, you need to watch a film occasionally, not just hear spoilers and see memes. But, so, like, the first quite a few minutes is focused very much on Deadpool. Then we get Wolverine, and it's like, okay, they're gonna, like, team up and whatever's gonna happen. Then we get this Johnny Storm thing, and then there's some, like, say, Sabretooth and Cassandra Nova. And I'm like, now they're, because they kind of are in the location from Loki where all of the, like, the pruned people...
The Void.
The Void, right? Yeah. Where everyone who's been pruned from existed ends up. And I was like, are we going to get anything, like, more? It's like... And then we did get, like, another Deadpool, and it was one that was just, like, Ryan Reynolds looking like Ryan Reynolds, and he's nice Paul. But then, they have the superhero team-up stuff, where they bring in, I think, I don't know if this is the correct order, they bring in, who is the first one they show? I'm going to forget.
Elektra.
So it's Elektra comes in from the Daredevil Ben Affleck movie and then her own spin-off. Jennifer Garner, right? She comes in and she looks good for, you know, because that was like 20 odd years ago almost.
Yeah.
She still looked the part. And then Channing Tatum comes in as Gambit, and he never.
The best accent ever.
Sorry?
With the best accent ever.
He was cast as Gambit. There is like a group photo with Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool and Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, and then the X-Men First Class, like Michael Fassbender and all that sat there. And because he was going to get his own movie, Channing Tatum is stood there, and it's like at Comic-Con, and he was going to be Gambit. And that film never happened. And finally he got to play Gambit. And good for him.
Yeah. He would be terrible.
No, he was actually a lot of fun. He was a lot of fun, right?
I cannot imagine his face and his build and his personality matching that. Oh, Moshe, that kind of guy.
I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Like, I might have saved the photo of it actually because I didn't want to give spoilers to the group chat. Let's see. Did I save it? Did I not? Perhaps I didn't save it. But I thought he looked a little bit wide in the face. I can show you a photo, but someone edited it and they just made his mask a little bit tighter in, and he looks completely the part. It's just that the mask they gave him, like around the face, was a little bit wider.
They should have gotten. Channing Tatum is a Chad guy, at least from what I've seen him from 21 One Street and then the other film. He does not suit like the classic romantic French guy.
Okay,
that's not him.
You've seen 22 Jump Street, right? I'm gonna say it this way. Well, imagine him saying, "My name is Jeff part."
Sorry?
He's like, "My name is Jeff." When he's on the cover, and like,
"My name is Jeff." Is that where that quote comes from?
Yeah.
Oh my god! The amount of times people because I like do some teaching. The amount of times I've had, "My name is Jeff," and I'm like, "What is this?" Now I finally know.
Yeah.
Jeff. Wow.
It's Channing Tatum doing a fake accent for undercover thing.
Okay, so again, I'll show you this here. This was like the photo. Well, let's see if I can. What do I need to do to get it so you guys can see it? Okay, so look, Channing Tatum, just like there, just in the middle. He's going to play Gambit. There's like the First Class people. There's Wolverine. There's Ryan Reynolds and stuff like this. But he never got his turn at it, and he finally did.
This is the exact photo from Universal when they announced the Dark Universe.
Right.
But yeah, you know the villain from 21 Jump Street, the kid. He would make a better Gambit. Right,
hang on. Right, we can come back to Gambit in a second, Cap, because the surprises weren't over. So from Logan, we've got X11, X23, whatever she is. X23. We've got the girl, and it's like, oh, okay, that's cool. They brought her in from Logan, and she's a variant. But then, and I shit you not, the biggest surprise, and the best surprise, I so had no idea that this goes to show you why avoiding spoilers is the best thing ever. We had Wesley Snipes as Blade! And it was the best moment of the movie. I was like, oh my god. Oh my god! I can't believe they done it. And the cool thing as well is Deadpool's like saying stuff about, oh, I can't understand what you're saying to Channing Tatum doing his Gambit voice and stuff like this. But when Blade comes in, he says to Deadpool, he's like, I don't like you. And then Ryan Reynolds is like, you never did, which is a callback to the fact that they didn't get along. Because obviously, Ryan Reynolds was in Blade 3, Blade Trinity.
Yeah.
So, it was...
There's another reference I really missed, right? There's one part where he's like, keep your eyes open. Deadpool says to keep the eyes open, right?
Yeah.
And he points at Blade saying, I'm talking to you.
Oh, to Blade, because was this the CGI eyes thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus. Like, Cap, if you don't know that, during the filming of Blade 3, Wesley Snipes was so, like, fed up of it. He was just like, he did a scene with his eyes shut, and they had to CGI open eyes onto him.
Wait, what?
Genuinely.
Yeah.
He refused to do a scene with his eyes open. So they had to CGI his eyes, because he was in a dispute with them, and obviously, like, they didn't make Blade 4. So, you know, this was probably not the best part of, like the stage of his life or whatever. Because I think he ended up in prison and stuff, didn't he?
Yeah,
so weird.
tax evasion and stuff.
Yeah, whatever the situation was. But obviously, look, a few years ago, he was in one of the Expendables. I was like, yeah, he's going to make a comeback, and he kind of didn't.
Even
But now,
Eddie Murphy's Welcome Back to America too,
coming
as well.
to America, yeah, he was good in that.
Yeah.
You know, I always liked Wesley Snipes, but having him come back as Blade, one of the things going about at the moment actually is Ryan Reynolds has been like tweeting, just being like, oh, we should get a solo Gambit movie, and Wesley Snipes' Blade deserves a send-off like Logan.
Yeah.
And he's like pushing. He is pushing so that the fans are going to rally. The fans are going to rally, and you know, we're already supposed to be having a Blade film. So who knows what's going to happen with that?
No, the greatest, like my favorite part was him saying, "I'm the one and only Blade," and
Yes.
Deadpool and him just looking at the camera like,
Yeah. Because,
Sure you are.
okay, guys, okay, so this. Oh, here comes Tim. Now we may have to pause on the Deadpool talk if he hasn't seen it. Okay, but actually, what I'm about to say. I really wanted to get into, so we'll see where Tim's at with things.
I can come back if you want. I'm eating chicken sausage and lime chips.
Well, you might just have you seen Deadpool and Wolverine?
I plan on seeing it. I haven't seen it yet. I know there's cameos.
Okay, well, we're specifically discussing the cameos. Do you know who the cameos are?
One of them is Robin Williams. Another is Betty White.
Yeah.
Oh wait, wrong movie. Sorry. I know a little. There's Channing Tatum's in it.
Yeah.
Steve Rogers, who is Chris Evans, Chris Evans, not Chris Pine.
Yeah, Chris
Oh
Evans.
no, I know this. Henry Cavill's in it.
Oh yes! Oh my God! Oh, Cap.
Yeah,
If Tim didn't know that, that's a
I had to
massive
tell you.
spoiler. If Tim didn't know that, that is a huge spoiler.
Oh, I imagine Henry Cavill's in it, but who does Henry Cavill play? Does Henry Cavill play Henry Cavill? In which case, in which multiverse is this Henry Cavill?
Well,
But anyways, I'll come back in 5 minutes. Is that okay? Or you can...
We'll get this out
Yeah,
our system.
finish
We'll
eating
get
it.
this out our system.
"Oh,
Okay, so yeah, Henry Cavill's in it, and I've got a photo. I can't get my screen share quite going yet.
please,
He looks
Wolverine."
He's the Cavalry.
He looks terrible.
No, he looked awesome.
He looks
Again,
like he had like something in his cheeks.
well, yeah, he'd got just like pure,
Cigar.
yeah, cigar in there. Okay, but
No,
here's the thing.
It's like it looks bad.
So guys, here's the point I want to raise to you, and I want your opinion on it. So, after Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Patrick Stewart had got the Guinness World Record for playing a Marvel character live action for the longest, right? And then with this movie, Hugh Jackman, as soon as he came on screen, it's like, well, actually, he's played Wolverine even longer than Patrick Stewart played Charles Xavier. But as soon as Blade comes onto the screen, the first Blade was 1998. and it's like, well, he has played the live action Marvel character the longest. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to submit to you guys that Guinness World Record is wrong, and that it is Lou Ferrigno as the Hulk, because he played it in 1970, and even though he was the voice of the Hulk, he was still the voice of the Hulk in a live-action movie up until Thor Ragnarok. So I think, because look, if you're going to say, well, that was a voiceover, it doesn't count, that would be the same as saying that Mark Ruffalo has never played the Hulk. Mark Ruffalo has played the Hulk. Lou Ferrigno kept playing the Hulk until Thor Ragnarok. So I think Guinness World Records have got this wrong. But give me your take on it. Should a voiceover in a live-action film of a character that can only be CGI count as live action?
If that's true, Kevin Conroy would beat out everybody.
But no, but his was animated.
David?
Plus that's DC.
Lou Ferrigno only voiced him in the animated TV show. He didn't voice the MCU one.
He did.
No. Look it up.
No, I did. I've looked this up. I've looked it up. So he.
I just did too. Like
yeah,
right now.
Dev, look. Trust me. Keep digging. So, like, and I don't mean dig yourself a hole. I just look it up. I'll find it and I'll screen share it. I was literally on this earlier today. So Lou Ferrigno played the Hulk, the voice of the Hulk, in The Incredible Hulk in 2008, which would still mean that he is the longest running, but he then uncredited continued to be a collaboration on the voice, just like the original Michael Myers actor played one scene in the Halloween, like 2018, and when they had what's his face, Obi-Wan Kenobi in the first of the new trilogy, forget his name right now, they used a part of the original of Alec Guinness's voice and the rest of, Jesus, I'm forgetting everyone's names at the moment, but like I'll bring it up, I'll show you. So let's have a look. So movies. So okay,
Also,
let's go on screen share.
This looks better than the movie version.
Yeah, like there we've got some cavalry. Okay, screen share. Let's see what we've got. Window, Lou Ferrigno, and wait for it, and boom, like the Avengers. Voice collaboration uncredited, but he continued to play the part with his voice being incorporated into it up until 2017.
I can explain why that is. You know what that is?
Tell me.
That is them reusing the roars and growling from 2008 remix. All the speech is Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, but the grunts and stuff. I mean, like we don't know like if like how do we know that wasn't
they weren't re-recorded for the movie. They were reused from the original recordings.
Wait a minute. That's a bit dodgy. Let's see if we've got this right. I think we need to fact check that, Dev. I think we need to fact check that one. I've got here 2017, but regardless, 2008. He is the voice of the Hulk, and that is still longer than Wesley Snipes' Blade. And it's not that I'm against Wesley Snipes' Blade. I just think that means that they need to make another Blade movie with Wesley Snipes so he can truly take that honour.
I mean, with the whole controversy of like the Blade never ever coming out, they're better off having Ryan Reynolds help produce a Blade with with Snipes.
What is the guy that's going to play Blade's name?
Marshala Ali or something.
Yeah.
He's a really good actor. He's a
well,
really
yeah,
good
exactly. Actor. Like, if he... Look, imagine if they suddenly said, oh, look, Wesley Snipes is the original Blade. He's going to continue to be Blade. Like, how gutted... He'd be the new Channing Tatum, where he's like, I was announced for the role, but didn't get to play it. Although, wasn't there, like, didn't he actually have some presence in the Eternals? Like
yeah,
that, like,
he had a voice cameo.
Yeah, so exactly, voices do count. So that voice roles do count.
But if voice roles do count, would the voice roles in animation also count?
No, because that's animated. If it's a live action film and your voice is in it, then you're in it. You're in live action.
Still, it's the same thing.
Well, look, who are you going to bat for here? Kevin Conroy?
Yeah.
Well, he was in DC. Look, no one's going to beat Adam West.
He also not in a movie. Wait, did he show up in The Flash? Oh, no, he did not, right? He passed away before that.
He did.
Adam
He
West?
did. Okay, he was in one live action. That means all his voice gonna count.
Wait. What? Who was in The Flash?
Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy was in The Flash.
Yeah, he was in. Yeah.
Wait, do you mean the TV show The Flash?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, he did.
Wait, not the movie?
But he wasn't in the movie. I think he'd passed away by then, to be honest. Good, we have Tim back. But yeah, like I think Adam West, because he did a voiceover as Batman, for like something like 2 years before he died, or maybe something came out after he died, and it was in the old style. I'll see if I can find out who
that
this
film.
is.
I know that film. Yeah, I know that film. I haven't seen it, but I know that film. But I despise that Batman, so I will not watch it.
You despise that Batman? That's like the best Batman of them all.
If I'd seen that, I would have never picked Batman for anything. I would have been like, nope.
Oh my god, Adam West Batman was like amazing.
If I'd seen this, Batman would have never been my hero.
Wow. Well, it goes to show how good Batman is, because Batman was my hero in spite of that. Because when I was young, that was Batman. You know? Yeah. Okay, so the last thing he did was Batman versus Two-Face. And again, like, one of the things that's so cool with like what they can do nowadays, like either animation or CGI or like whatever, is in Batman versus Two-Face, because obviously it's animated to look like the 1960s Batman. They had William Shatner as Two-Face. Now it's like, that's casting that you couldn't have done other than in animation. Oh, hang on. Oh shit, it's Nick.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Nick. How are you doing?
Nick!
So we're talking about Adam West Batman, the best Batman ever?
Booyah!
No! No!
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
Adam West was the best mayor in Family Guy.
Also
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Adam West
I'll give
is
you
just
that.
a delightful human being.
Okay, so guys, now let's talk about the other thing, which, you know, regardless if you've seen Deadpool and Wolverine or whatever, you must have seen, because obviously we didn't end up having a show last week because of my plethora of computer issues. But I think the big thing, which I don't think we've discussed, is that we've got Doctor Doom, right? I don't think we've discussed that.
Iron Doom.
Yeah, so what's everyone's reactions to Robert Downey Doom?
I think that RPG is going to be interesting. I did see Deadpool and Wolverine. I loved it. It was fantastic. My favorite moment was when happened.
What?
I'm not going to spoil it.
Oh, good. Thank you for censoring that, because we all know exactly what you mean.
Exactly. Remember those things was so good.
Well, anyway,
No, it was.
let's talk Robert Downey Doom. So, Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, they had the big reveal that the next Avengers film isn't going to be the Kang Dynasty, it's going to be the Avengers Doomsday, and they're bringing in Robert Downey Jr., obviously, to play a multiverse variant. They're going to have to do some explaining for why he looks exactly like Tony Stark.
So are they
I'm
gonna
not
do-
sure if you can show this meme, David, but I'm going to send it to you anyways. But if you can, do show it. But it kind of explains the Kang Dynasty thing.
Okay.
My question is this: are they just gonna do Iron Man versus Doctor Doom both played by Robert Downey Jr. at the same time, out of costume. It'll be kind of like, Tony, I am your father. No, you're not.
I mean, it's going to be interesting how they. There's got to be probably a scene where someone's like, I can imagine, even though like the whole audience know now, it's going to have like Spider-Man, and he's going to be like, Mr. Stark is back, and they're going to be like, oh, Peter's got like some sort of trauma that he's like he can't accept that Tony Stark is gone, and then it's going to be that he turns up and he's with Pepper Potts, and then he kills her, and he's like, no, I am Doom, and I don't know, they've got to have some fun with the fact that he literally
Somebody
is...
write that down, and we got to do that as a sketch one day.
Yeah.
Like, I'll say this.
I'm
They're going to play completely straight. I think they're going to play completely straight. He's not Tony. He's an actor playing Doom.
Wait, so surely they
Why
have
can't
to
Tony Stark
acknowledge
be
that
Doom in another multiverse?
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing, actually. Why can't Tony be Victor Von Doom?
I've said
Yeah, why
he's
can't
in
he
the-
Almost once.
share at your own peril.
Wait,
He
you
was
said...
Victor Von Doom once.
Like, Tony
I
Stark
can't
can be a
share
bad guy.
that.
In some cases, he was. In the Civil War arc, the first Civil War, he was kind of seen as a bad guy. The comic book one, not...
Mhm. So, speaking of Tony Stark as a bad guy, he did one of my favorite villain plots ever. Basically, in the comics, there's this thing where the world turns upside down, so the good guys become good. Sorry, the good guys become bad, and the bad guys become good, right?
Yeah.
And Deadpool becomes this a monk. And Tony Stark is the worst villain because he gives everyone free plastic surgery with the extremist virus. He's like, you can make yourself look perfect, but it's a subscription. If you don't pay the money, the plastic surgery wears off.
Into what? Into your
So
previous
you
self?
look like your old self again.
I mean, that's not bad.
I thought the extremist was the one that blew you up.
In the movies.
Ah.
But I will say this though, I don't think they cannot acknowledge it. It's like Tony, Iron Man, Doctor Doom. If they do play it straight, I think it would be better because it would back away from the multiverse stuff that's not going well so far. So that would go into a straight movie where Robert Downey Jr. is the...
No, the
Dr. Doom.
multiverse is back. Like, the multiverse can be fine, because
Because of Deadpool!
Yeah,
Because of
Deadpool and Wolverine.
But he's gonna be gone!
Spider-Man.
Yeah, it
But
shows...
he's gonna be gone!
Isn't it
Deadpool.
amazing that, look, without giving any spoilers, obviously we know that there are cameos, and some of them are more significant than just momentary cameos in Deadpool and Wolverine, and it was a runaway success. In Spider-Man, they heavily featured and lent into, this is how we can bring back stuff that you're going to be happy to see, and people were happy to see it. And then the one where it didn't really work was Multiverse of Madness, where we really didn't see any multiverse, and then it's like, okay, we're going to give you these couple of characters, one by an actor who never played him, and it's the first time you're seeing Mr. Fantastic, and we're just going to obliterate him. We're going to bring back Black Bolt from the show that no one watched and obliterate him, and we're going to bring in Patrick Stewart and kill him for the 4th time on screen. And it's like, so no wonder it didn't work, because it was a 10-minute period where they didn't do anything fun with it. The multiverse can work if they actually just say, hey, we're just going to have some fun memories and go down memory lane, give you some stuff, and send some of your heroes off into the sunset with one last adventure. That's how you do the multiverse correctly.
I'd be happy if it happened that way, but I never have my hopes up because I'm a doomer.
Tim?
I think I'd be okay with RDJ being back as Doctor Doom if it's just a good movie.
Yeah.
On Doom.
Honestly, sometimes it'd be wonderful to see, okay, what is the what are some of the creative similarities and the failures that the MCU is a part of? You know, was it like small things? Was it an executive director or executive producer who's like, I want more fish there because we're going to offend the East and the West Coast if we don't have fish?
Fish?
Give me a good movie.
That's DC. That's DC.
Yeah, that's easy. but I would say this though, Robert Downey, like Iron Man and Doom, basically the kind of the same character. Like Tony could have been Doom. Like he's narcissistic, he's full of vanity, he's a billionaire. So it's kind of the same train. But the things like, did you guys really enjoy the Doom from the 2000s Fantastic Four? I did not enjoy him that much in the start, but in the end where he goes like full-blown villain, I did enjoy him a lot.
I don't think they've done a good Doctor Doom in live action.
Yeah.
That
The
was
cartoon
fine.
was really good.
Cartoon, oh my
2002.
gosh. When I was growing up, and I'd see like Spider-Man cartoons, I didn't even know that like Doctor Doom was like the main Fantastic Four villain, because I was seeing him in Spider-Man and like stuff like this. And I was like, wow, to me, he was like the main bad guy in existence. Doctor Doom. Nothing was
I
more
think
evil.
Galactus was the main Spider-Man, Fantastic Four villain.
What?
Isn't Galactus the main Fantastic Four villain?
No, at this point,
it's always
minor
Doctor Doom.
annoyance.
It's always Doctor Doom. Like every time
His
they've
name
done
is Doom.
every time they've done 3 different versions of live action Fantastic Four before the one that they're currently doing, Doctor Doom's always the villain. Always.
But they're all terrible, so why are we discussing them?
No, the 2002 one was not that bad.
There's a new one coming out. That's why.
Oh no, look, the
was
Jessica
fun.
Alba one. Jessica Alba and Chris Evans, like, and the guy from what was like the who played Thing? What was that show?
Michael
he was in?
Chiklis.
He was in
Yeah,
Shield, wasn't he?
yeah, The Shield, right? He was really good.
Michael
They've
Chiklis.
just got a really shit Mr. Fantastic. That's the whole.
He's
the whole
British,
thing.
David. He's British, David.
Yeah, it doesn't always work out. Look at the Wolverine, right? So,
This one
Look
was
at
bad.
fucking.
Although,
Look at Jodie Whittaker from Doctor Who, the worst Doctor Who of all time.
what? That she was British.
they are all
Every
British.
Doctor Who is
British in
British.
a British. He was British in a British TV show. British and American shows always work.
Also, it's funny that you bring up
Dark Knight.
Ewan Gifford. Sorry, Tim, go on.
No, go ahead, Div. I was just
Um,
referencing things you were
It's
actually
funny that you
speaking.
brought up Henry Cavill and Ewan Gifford, the guy who played Mr. Fantastic. They were in a movie together recently. I can't remember what the movie was. But Ewan Gifford was a bad guy, and Henry Cavill was a good guy.
How was Ewan Griffith as the bad guy?
Smarmy and British. Generic British smarmy villain.
Oh,
He
okay.
was the villain in Bad Boys 2 as well. So, like a part of the villain. He's like a mini villain in that one.
Well, my favorite thing that I heard this week was that our good Ryan Reynolds and Wolverine. I can't remember like out of names.
Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds.
Were at a theater in California cosplaying as the other one, watching Deadpool and Wolverine. But Ryan Reynolds was cosplaying as Wolverine, and Hugh Jackman was cosplaying as Deadpool. Apparently,
He
it
would
was
be a
like,
buff Deadpool and he would be a scrawny Wolverine.
yeah,
Nice.
apparently it was like an afternoon show that they're like, you know what, let's just do this for fun.
That's pretty funny.
Okay, so yeah, let's talk about anchor beans.
But we are allowed to talk about
Can
it.
we? Because that's Deadpool. Spoiler, isn't it?
Yeah,
Let's be honest,
that's why
it's a minor spoiler. I don't think that's that
Okay.
important, to be honest.
Talk about what?
Okay, tell me if I'm getting too spoilery. There is an idea in the trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine. Like Deadpool says to Wolverine, like, I need you to help, like, save my universe, kind of thing. And they introduce an idea of like anchor beings, being that there's like a single individual that sort of helps keep a dimension or reality together. To be honest, I don't think it's a big spoiler concept talk about.
Similar to what the Nexus beings in WandaVision.
Yeah, exactly. They spoke
Yeah,
about Nexus beings, so it's just about who is the anchor being in a universe. To me, the concept is a bit dodge. But go on.
I wish that Anchor Man, like Will Ferrell, would show up as an anchor being at one point for a cameo. Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so I guess the anchor being in the Snyderverse was Superman, because that's why they had to go and revive him, because without him they were going to lose.
Hold on, I have a question about the Superman in the Snyderverse.
Snyderverse. This is an old film. This isn't a spoiler.
Who played Superman in the Snyderverse?
We've long since spoken about Henry Cavill today. We're good.
We've done that.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill looked like a British aristocrat in that cap. He looks more like he's in the 1800s and he's just ready to decide whether he wants to be the axe murderer or kill the axe murderer.
He looks far better in that one than the cameo one. In the cameo one, he has like long cheeks.
I actually have a really good...
He's smoking a cigar.
No, it's a cheek. They made his face fat.
Anyway, continue with the conversation on anchor beings.
Anchor beings. Anchor beings or anchor beings? Well, when we get concepts like this, right, it's not always when we think, if we get into a movie plot, we always think the most important character will be the protagonist, and they go like, oh no, it is not the protagonist, it is this guy, the sidekick, he was the anchor being all along. Shocker, he gets to do something important after they usually do.
So, for example, in the X-Men universe, the anchor being is Wolverine.
Yeah.
It will turn out to be Jubilee in the end.
It should be
That's
Jubilee, but
works.
Guys, sorry about this.
That's a
I got it out. I apologize.
No worries.
See you, Tim.
See you as
See you later,
always.
guys.
Take care.
Like, back in Avengers Endgame, Doctor Strange kind of like made it sound like Tony was the anchor being, saying there's only one way we win, and that's if you survive.
But yeah. Wait, he had to die, right?
No, he had to live.
He had to live to kill Thanos.
Oh yeah,
So
but
basically,
then
that was
at
like
the
a
end,
closure in camp.
Well, I thought the
But the
idea
end, he
is
died.
there's only one way we win was Tony Stark dying.
yeah.
Yeah, but he had to survive to.
Yeah, but
that's like the prototype concept.
But then at the end game, Strange does this,
yeah,
and that's
just
why
before
Tony
he dies.
goes,
Just before he dies. So that was like sort of telling him this is the one way, so he's got to do it.
You gotta do it.
Yeah. Now, so who would you say is the? Well, look, who is the anchor being of the MCU? If it's because let's say it is Tony Stark, right? Any character will die eventually.
You're right. That's also a very good point, Cap. It could be Spidey.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
In the MCU.
He is the future. He started the whole.
Okay, but like,
Marvel
here's the
thing.
thing. Say Tony Stark didn't die killing Thanos, right?
Right.
In 100 years' time, he isn't going to still be alive. So what happens when an anchor being dies?
So I think that if he dies of old age or whatever, if he dies of that,
Then a new one takes place.
Yeah, I think a new
What
one.
do you think it gets blasted by radiation or something, and he dies unnaturally? Then,
I mean, look. The realistic is the anchor being of the Marvel Universe is Uatu, who is the Watcher, who is Stan Lee.
The Watcher isn't like, but we already had.
The Watcher can't be Stan Lee because Stan Lee met the Watcher.
Yeah, like the Watcher.
That's who met Stan Lee.
Is a character from What If, which is canon.
No, he's also in Guardians. He's also in Guardians.
Yeah,
well.
and the end of Guardians, Stan Lee goes to meet him.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that is who the anchor being could be on a galactic level. If you want to go to like the city level, it would be like Spidey or Iron Man.
And also Thor makes sense because like he can't technically. I mean, like he mostly don't die. He'll probably live off if he doesn't get killed off.
that's the problem I have with the Anchor Being concept because, like, they want to push it. Like, there was an interview where Kevin Feige was like, "I'm glad you mentioned the Anchor Being. It's going to be very important, so I'm really happy people are talking about that concept." And
What happened to David?
I'll be back.
Is the
That was
joke
our
still
podcast.
going?
He's like, fuck all you guys, I'm out.
Okay,
We're still live.
so who's the host? Okay, so
Welcome to Geek Battle. Jeff, continue what you're saying.
okay, so welcome to Geek Battle. This is Saturday night. This is Tuesday night live.
Shit, he's back.
How quickly you guys jump in my grave. It's unbelievable. I forgot, like, I just waited to, like, switch off the camera so I could grab something. I forgot that it also kills my audio on
See,
stream.
this explains the anchor being concept. David is the anchor being. He left, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, we'll
Yeah.
replace it.
Jesus.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it's like,
but he left of natural causes. It wasn't like he got randomly killed. This
Yeah.
could
maybe
be
that
on
was
the
30
side.
seconds away from doing a dance number with NSYNC.
I was not 30 seconds away done something. You know why? I don't dance, god damn it.
Oh, you can do a little NSYNC.
Okay, so going back.
Do it! Do it! Do
My
it!
favorite moment of Deadpool and Wolverine was in the opening credits as he's doing the choreography to the Bye Bye Bye. And I'm just sitting there in a packed movie theater, just laughing so hard.
No, it
But
was...
was that Ryan Reynolds actually?
No.
Or was it some sort of dancing?
I
It was
know,
a
I know the actor, I know the dancer that they hired. Like he's famous on TikTok.
Yeah.
But that was still super awesome.
But my hunch is usually is going to be the anchor being is going to be the one you least expect. So if in the X-Men universe, it's going to be Jubilee. If it's Avengers, it's going to be Spider-Man.
If this was comics, then that would make sense. But like with the fact that it's Anchor Being in the movies, they've written themselves into a corner. Because Anchor Beings like need to live, but they can't die. So my Anchor Being, and I'm gonna throw this out there, is this Loki.
Yeah.
He can't die either, yeah. Yeah, he can't die either.
But-
I mean, like, if he doesn't get killed off.
So, but hang on, but like Wolverine, like, died.
Wolverine can, in this reality of universe Marvel 6 of the MCU, Wolverine can in fact not die.
Ever. We're saying Wolverine can't die ever.
Yes, Wolverine cannot die ever in this
Okay, but
universe.
here's the other thing, right? In Logan, was that supposed to be canon to the rest of the
No, I don't
X-Men?
think so.
Because I don't think
So-
it was.
Apparently not.
I have a minor spoiler for Deadpool and Wolverine. At the very beginning of that, Deadpool says, "So we know that Logan was the perfect movie, but you know what? We're just gonna change that right now." And
Yeah.
they basically said, "Fuck this storyline. Here's what we're doing now. Go."
But I think that, like, that movie never really said it was, like, Fox canon or whatnot. It's always, like, flicking in the middle where they say, like, because, like, the Fox movies, we ended with Wolverine coming back to the future and everyone's alive and everything's, like, fine and dandy. So we ended with that, and then Logan kind of like, oh no, I killed everybody.
Well, look,
So,
Okay.
but what
So
we
the
know,
official,
though, is...
official Fox,
No, go ahead, Dev.
the official Fox stance on Logan was, it's an alternate future dark timeline to provide a vehicle for Hugh Jackman to retire.
Yeah, so alternate timeline.
yeah.
But like,
Make it-
nothing Deadpool makes sense anyway, because we've seen multiple versions of the Juggernaut, which don't mix with each other. It's not just recasting; it's a completely different being. And also, in Deadpool 2, we do get a cameo of the young X-Men from the First Class era.
Right.
You know, the First Class was good, but the other movies following that was crap. The First
Days of
Class
Future
was good.
Past is one of the best.
Okay,
ever.
that was good. Yeah, I actually
yeah.
like that one.
After that,
I
other
was
one-
in
Apocalypse.
Past and Days of Future Past. I can't believe I'm about to say this. I like X-Men Origins Wolverine. Fight me.
it's not the end of the world. I don't think it's a great film, but
You know
it's
what
not
I
the end of the
realized?
world.
It's not a great movie, but it's a fun movie.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I am
You know
a
what?
firm believer that
You know what?
for a movie to be good, it doesn't have to be life-changing or life-altering.
It doesn't have to be the Dark Knight.
90 minutes of me having a good time and having something to bitch about later on the internet. That's all I need in life. It's not too much to ask
Something
for.
that just blew my mind.
Dev, go.
Yeah. Something that just blew my mind right now is I just realized Wolverine Origins has the exact same cast of characters as Deadpool Wolverine.
Ooh.
Wait, so it's got
Wait,
Deadpool,
Wolverine,
It is
Wolverine,
Sabretooth different. It's the Sabretooth
Gambit's in it.
Gambit,
Yeah,
Sabretooth,
Yeah.
yeah.
and like loads of like.
Cyclops?
Is Cyclops? Oh, is
Cyclops
he young
no.
in?
Wait, this is not in Deadpool.
Cyclops
not
isn't
Deadpool,
in
though.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
No.
But like loads of characters from like X-Men Origins ended up in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Also,
You go.
Channing Tatum needs to be
Go for it.
Channing Tatum needs to be Gambit.
Yeah, I agree.
No,
Yes, yeah.
Nick. He looks
worked.
awful.
It worked.
Hire a Frenchman, damn it.
Gambit was
Why?
He's French. No.
We're
He's
getting
literally
like Dave.
Cajun.
We're gonna get Dave MC to be fucking Gambit.
You know the
So
guy
he's a-
from The Boys? You know the guy from The Boys? The Nico's guy?
Yeah.
That he can be
Yeah.
Gambit.
Which
No,
character
but
in the
here's the
boys?
thing.
I can't really know the names because like I haven't seen the series. I watch YouTube rundown of the series.
The Frenchie.
Okay.
Yeah. the
Like
French guy.
literally, he's Frenchie.
Yeah.
But like Channing Tatum is Cajun. Is literally Cajun from Louisiana. Like Gambit.
Imagine Channing Tatum trying to pull off that accent. It'll be Keanu Reeves.
I don't need to
trying
imagine
be
it
British.
happened. It happened.
So,
Okay.
look, another one of my favorite gags in that movie was when fucking Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool asked Channing Tatum as Logan. I mean, not Logan, Gambit. Hey, who was your voice coach?
The Minions.
Minions. Yeah, that was really good. Yeah. Also, I love. Do you know what? I love that they'd got Nice Paul, where he's like, "Oh, I can gently tap the fourth wall," and then he just goes, "The proposal." It's so funny. It's so funny. It was so funny. Such a good film. Like, just genuinely a fun film. Like if I was to criticize anything about Deadpool and Wolverine, I'd say Wolverine's story. That wasn't my favorite Wolverine character in any of the movies. It wasn't my favorite Wolverine portrayal. Okay, they've got a lot of like now they can swear and he's just like he gets angry and they get into fights. But I didn't feel that he was as rounded a character. With X-23, he had like a heart-to-heart scene, and Hugh Jackman got to flex his acting muscles a bit more. But I don't think it was the best Wolverine movie. So that's perhaps one criticism.
We've all seen. Who here has not seen Deadpool yet? But,
Everyone. But these are my photos.
so what was everybody's favorite one-liner in that movie? I know exactly what mine is. What was my favorite?
Favorite one-liner? I don't know.
My favorite.
I'm gonna make a name for myself.
My favorite joke in
Yeah, it's
that
a good
movie
one.
was, Disney's do the pegging, but I'm not. I was like, yes.
Disney's what?
Disney.
Disney's need the pegging, but I'm not.
Oh, right, yeah. No, that was good. There was. I can't even bring like a nominee. I love the. What is it like? Gambit says like, "Woo! I'm about to make a name for myself," or something like this. It was such a cool line. Such a cool line.
I mean, like, the only way I would accept Channing Tatum playing Gambit is that, like, they suck this thing that they have in his face, and also does the same for Henry Cavill. Make him like this.
With Henry Cavill, Deadpool's just like, "Oh, we're going to treat you better than they do down the road," and that's just great. Everyone knows. Everyone
So
knows
you
that.
have you doing this movie till you're 90.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
but the thing is, like I like that because I mean Ryan Reynolds also got screwed over by DC with Green Lantern and stuff.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes very relatable that he says that like we'll treat you so much better.
I tell you what, like I love the fact that they always lean into that. Have you seen, like, you must have seen it, like this music video thing of Wolverine and Deadpool just doing a song back and forth to each other? Have you seen it, guys?
I've seen it, but like I can't remember it.
Oh my god, I can't remember the lyrics, but it just every time, like it's like Wolverine, Deadpool, Wolverine,
Yeah.
Deadpool, and it's really good. And in it, like they mention like something's like bad or whatever, and he's just like Green Lantern, and
Ouch!
yeah. And then they go like red, yellow, and then Ryan Reynolds just goes green, and it's like, why is he saying green? It's because he's Green Lantern. I love it. It is really funny. Clever marketing as well.
But I love the fact that Ryan Reynolds can like do this now. Like he basically at the early of his career got like paddle walked by everybody, but he's like I am Jesus, baby, superhero Jesus.
You know what? He
now.
kind of
Follow
is.
Jesus
He can
is a
kind
great
of do
line.
anything. Like getting the role, because obviously it fits his personality. But getting the role of Deadpool, where he can literally make the character so that no one else could ever play it, and obviously someone else can, but because it's now the joke that Deadpool is Ryan Reynolds, and they reference it and put things in about it and about him used to being Green Lantern and that in every film, and then he films all these little skits and stuff. It means that he can then go on social media, be like, "Oh yeah, Wesley Snipes is going to get a new Blade movie," and everyone's going to be like, "We don't want the new guy. Give us Wesley Snipes."
Yeah.
Yeah. I really want to see like Blade coming out with like Hannibal King, and Deadpool just kills Hannibal King.
Well, do you know what? This was the thing. They obviously had to restrain themselves because I was like, Blade's there. They need to bring in another Ryan Reynolds, and they could have done that actually, because if they'd got another Ryan Reynolds and they just assumed because when they've got Nice Paul and it's like, it's okay, you'll regenerate, and he could have been like, and then Blade could have just walked over and been like, Hannibal, like this, and then we'd have been like, no, he can't regenerate, you know. And they definitely should have had another Ryan Reynolds with just enough costumes so that you know he's Green Lantern.
Or
DC.
and when Chris Evans appears as Nightcap, it's like, oh, like he comes on screen and Deadpool's like Cap, and Chris Evans like flame on.
Yeah.
You gotta say it, Avengers, flame on. What?
yeah. It's so good. It's so good. And like, here was the other thing. They should have had, oh my god, what's his name? Happy Hogan. They should have had him as his Daredevil character.
Oh, and
Foggy.
yeah, as in Foggy Nelson.
Foggy Nelson. Yeah, totally.
Although they did reference it in
Did they?
Spider-Man, Far From Home. It's like he was saying to Deadpool, do you have anyone that can like represent me? He was like, no, like I think I know someone.
Oh, I'd forgotten that. That's good. That is good.
But I also like that you can correct me in this one, but like in the previous films, right? Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. We can't separate him from anything, but he does do the movie pejoratively with the mask on, which other actors
Yeah.
have a huge problem with. But I respect that he's doing that. Although, like, you can't separate Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool, so everybody knows that Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. But again, he just put the mask on, Mandalorian guy.
It's such an interesting thing, like with like the last era of like movies, just because obviously Captain America in the comics and that, it was just like he's got his thing on it. Suddenly it's like, well, we've cast Chris Evans, so we probably should show him. And it's like, and Thor didn't ever really have his helmet, and like Iron Man constantly.
He did in the first film. He did in the first film. Captain America, the original, the World War
And
II.
Yeah,
this
but-
was a major issue
Not constantly.
in. Sorry, David.
No, go.
This is a major issue in like Suicide Squad. Like they wanted Deadshot to wear his mask, but Will Smith was like,
It was Will
"No,
Smith.
I don't want to wear it."
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
But I
it's a
did
problem.
like the joke in Suicide Squad, like when he puts on the mask, like Harley Quinn says "pussy," and he's like, "I will knock your ass out. I don't care if you're a girl." I love that one.
But I tell you what, like, when you think back to X-Men Origins, they were probably like, look, we can't do Deadpool like in the comics because, you know, you're Ryan Reynolds, you're an up-and-coming star, you know, we need to show your face. And then he probably looked in the mirror when they'd shaved his head, and his face is the mask, and it was like, why not just put me in a mask?
But again, like, think about the serious. Like, I want a re-edit of the film. Maybe Ryan Reynolds can do this. Like when we realize that Stryker has done surgeries on Wade, and now he unleashes the weapon. Instead of that mouth monster, we get like, hello, Deadpool version fighting serious
God.
Wolverine origin.
That would be
Hold on.
actually amazing if they went back and re-edited that with actual
That
Deadpool.
That would be cool.
That would be
Or,
incredible.
hold on. Or they re-edit it, and he takes off the mask, and it's fucking Mickey Mouse or some shit like that.
To be fair, I could do that. You know what? I might actually go and do that. 'cause
Do
I
it.
can.
Do it. Turn it. Because look,
Oh,
you change what they put in there so that he's got the red suit on. You can then put whatever voiceover of whatever you want him to say on, and that film would
Yeah.
suddenly be not just "fight me on it, guys, it's really good," says Nick. It would genuinely be good.
Also, Ryan Reynolds probably said this as a joke, right? But he said that, spoilers, Deadpool from the movie is the X-Men Origins one.
Oh.
How? Which movie?
The flying head.
Oh, Headpool. That's
Yeah,
funny.
he
I
says-
like that.
That's the X-Men Origins one. Like when they found him later.
Yeah.
After Wolverine chopped his head off.
Okay, so
Yeah.
guys, are there other things you want to react to and stuff? Now, there is one I want to get to. We can come back to if we still got more Deadpool in us, right? But I saw the movie Longlegs this week. Has anyone here seen it? Right. Now, I'm not going to give you major spoilers, but I knew nothing about it before I went to see it. I'd seen a trailer where I saw a couple of shots and they were like, the greatest horror movie since Silence of the Lambs. And I was like, okay, I'm going to avoid everything. I'm going to just go and see it. And the other thing I knew about it is that I'd heard that it was a Nicolas Cage film. So, without telling you too much about it, the reason why they would compare it to Silence of the Lambs is it's about a female rookie FBI agent who is after a serial killer. That description describes both movies. After that, there is nothing to compare the two at all, and I thought Longlegs, people have been raving about it, I thought it was a massive miss. It's
Is
not that
Nicolas
it did...
Cage the killer?
Sorry? Yeah, Nicolas Cage is a killer, which again you'd find out in the opening scene. And that is what I'm going to get to here. Because I'm going to screen share something here. A tiny spoiler, they avoid showing you Nicolas Cage properly for a lot of the film. But when you do see him, this is Nicolas Cage as Longlegs. That's what he looks like, right? Now hang on a second, guys.
The Sorcerer's
Now-
Apprentice.
Here's the thing. If you have ever seen Back to the Future Part 2, where they replaced Crispin Glover as George McFly, but just got some dude in a mask meant to look like him, that's what it looked like. Right?
That looks more
And this-
terrifying.
But look, well, exactly. But the point is, that's George McFly. That's like the fake makeup, and they never showed this character in the foreground. You would only ever see it in the background because they wanted you to believe it was the original actor. And I can't believe they got Nicolas Cage in a movie and put him in makeup that looks like the fake George McFly makeup. It was dreadful. It didn't look at all convincing.
Hey,
He
David.
came off the Renfield set with the Dracula makeup, and they're like, you know what, just make the hair white as well.
What about Nicolas Cage from The Sorcerer's Apprentice?
Nicolas Cage. Okay,
It looks like that.
I'll have to search that. Bear with.
I like that film a little bit, Nick. I mean, like, this looks like that guy got old.
It's a bad movie, but it's fun. It's like, I'm not expecting every movie I go see to be like, oh my god, this is fucking Ben-Hur, Spartacus, or The Godfather, or anything like that. It's just a fun movie.
Okay, what about Nick Cage from the Sorcerer's Apprentice? Because to me, he's
look at his image. He looks just like that other image.
Well, okay, hang on. Let's be real here. Like, I'll show you the image, and look, it looks like this character aged by 75 years. But to be fair to Nicolas Cage, in the Sorcerer's Apprentice, he still does look like Nicolas Cage, just with a different wig on. And then in Longlegs, it looks like his grandmother. That looks like the Sorcerer's Apprentice's grandmother. Like, the makeup was so bad.
Is he scary at least, Dave?
No! You know, like, the funny thing about it is that, okay, was it The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent? Right? You know how Nicolas Cage plays himself, and Pedro Pascal is obsessed with him. And in it, Nicolas Cage, spoiler if you haven't seen it, like, has a hallucination or something, and meets a younger version of himself that he looked like when he was on, like, a interview on The Tonight Show or something in, like, 1992 or something. And the younger version, he is so over the top, he's like, hey, Nicolas Cage, all the big stuff. And that is literally what he does as Longlegs. He's in a car driving, and, you know, when Nicolas Cage is in, like, The Rock or whatever, and he's like, cut the chit-chat, a-hole. And especially in Face Off, where he's like that with his face. That's how he plays Longlegs. And it's like, you're just...
That's how he is every time, David. That's how he is every time.
No, like, even in The Flash, when they CGI'd him up, you could tell that Nicolas Cage had turned up to that set and filmed seriously for an hour, looking at the destruction of his world. He took it seriously. And then there are times when he's playing, what's the character's name? Castor Troy in Face Off, where he's just like that. And that's literally how he plays Longlegs. Oh my god. But when you think that, okay, they compare this to Silence of the Lambs, where you had Anthony Hopkins just go... and it, like, scared the shit out of people for 12 years. Then you got Nicolas Cage just... and it's just weird Nicolas Cage stuff.
Although I would say this, I think his caginess...
Forgetting the Cage, our flagship segment in which film star
Nicolas Cage... guys. It's that someone else. Yeah, like, mute it so we don't get, like, told off on the channel. I don't think that's...
Yeah, I need to close this on...
The weird thing about Cages is that, like, we enjoy him for his caginess. But I think if you can't get a good director who can use that caginess to his advantage, he can make that thing scary if he wanted to, I think, a director with
so what you're telling me is that what we enjoy about Nicolas Cage is that he's a great actor, but somebody has to keep him in the Nicolas Cage?
Yes, definitely.
No, I'm saying he's Nicolas Cage, and his caginess is what we like him. But we need a guy to harness that caginess in a good way. Otherwise, it won't work. Otherwise, we'll just laugh.
What you're telling me, we like Nicolas Cage, but we need a director that can keep him within the Nicolas Cage.
You harness that in a way that is productive. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right, guys, so we've got a few minutes left. Is there anything you guys want to react to?
Resident Evil. I'm going to have my say.
Okay, go for it. Go for it, Cap.
You did make the point about Resident Evil 4 being the exploration of environment and stuff, right? I agree with you. But the thing is, like, it's not an open world like The Witcher or the Red Dead Redemption where you get to do a lot by exploring. you're going to an area where the cutscene will begin and the other area will be locked down. That's all you're worried about. But other than that, it's just like looting stuff.
No, there is like a fair amount of like backtracking. Like Resident Evil 4 is split up into like the village section, the castle section, and then like the war zone section at the end. But like within
that is true.
Yeah,
you're saying that the thing that you liked about it is that like you can come back to certain environments with different tools and you can do some stuff that you couldn't do previously. That's not what you're saying.
Well,
I get it.
The Metrovania makes sense.
Like, you know, the original Resident Evil games, like on the PS1, they were so much about you'd go and get this item, you'd bring it back here and combine it with something else. And then starting with Resident Evil 4, they de-emphasized that. But after oh, Nick's gone. Right, after we're back to where we started, guys. It's just like the power trio. Right, okay. But after like Resident Evil 4, it just became more and more action, and they were like, oh shit, we need to make it horror again. And then they were like, oh, but we like that action. And then they're like, oh shit, we need to make it horror again. It's just the way it goes.
Because like the thing is like the reason why I got on track Dev, like you can play Resident Evil. I'm not a fan of horror games. The only reason why I played like it's kind of a horror action game where you can do a lot more stuff than run away.
Yeah.
But here's the thing I find like Resident Evil 6. Again, I played probably the patched up version, David, not the version that you played. But that game was a lot tougher than Resident Evil 4. Mainly because the thing is like you all you need to do is farm items. But the other thing you can do, you can run away a lot in Resident Evil 4, which you cannot do in Resident Evil 6.
Well, that's true.
Because,
that's
like,
true.
And also, variety of monsters. You get a lot of monsters in I mean, like, the boss fights are very, very good in Resident Evil 4. But in Resident Evil 6, you get, like, variety of, like, very quick monsters. Like, you get the chicken kind of thing that...
the chicken? The giant chicken from Family Guy.
It looks like something. It looks like a meat, like a human meat that's been like without a skin, and it can jump off and do stuff like a lion.
No,
that
I can't remember it that way.
Yeah, so you get more variety of enemies, and it's a lot harder in Resident Evil 6 than in Resident Evil 4. I did die in Resident Evil 4, but like it wasn't something that it was hard to manage. In Resident Evil 6, I died a lot.
Yeah.
But I think the only problem is, like, when I had the most difficulty, is because they added a zoom feature to the gun. So whenever you're, like, holding a gun, it zooms in. And that messed me up so bad, I had to install a mod called No Zoom Mod. Then I was, like, cruising the game, no problem.
Wow. Okay, guys, look, we only have a few minutes left. We will definitely pick this up more. One thing I've just seen, just before we wrap this up, apparently... There's a new anime Terminator series that's coming to Netflix.
Yeah.
And all 8 episodes have leaked to the internet. So that is that's a major disaster for Netflix.
I can watch it easily now.
Don't say that, Cap. But yeah, basically anyone can. You know.
Oh, as slightly as I just saw right now.
Yeah.
Britt Baker from AEW.
Yeah.
Is going to be in the new Cobra Kai.
She's going to be in the new what?
Cobra Kai.
No way. Oh my god, that's amazing. Okay, so look. So, Dev, you watch AEW, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Cap, I don't think you've ever really followed AEW. But a year or two ago, there was the guy who played John Kreese from Cobra Kai just in the audience, and Britt Baker was going over to get advice from him. I love the fact that that's now, a couple of years later, she managed to land herself a role in the show. That's so cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
He's going to be one of the foreign martial artists in the tournament.
Yeah.
Do you get, like, MMA cameos in Cobra Kai?
I don't think you do, actually. Well, you might do. I'm not a big MMA guy, so I don't really know.
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, like, even if you have to do cameos, you have to at least do the big ones so people can recognize. So if you guys didn't recognize, then probably no, which is kind of doesn't make sense because it's a show. I mean, like, Cobra Kai looks more like MMA than karate.
Yeah.
For real reasons.
Interesting thing is, speaking of weird MMA cameos, Captain America had one.
Yeah, George St. Pierre.
Yeah, for no reason. I don't know why. But he was Batroc the Leaper.
Yeah, but it makes sense. Captain America fighting George St. Pierre. It doesn't. What doesn't make sense is like George St. Pierre fighting Chris Evans. He would kill him in an instant.
Wow.
But he became a reoccurring character, right? He was in Winter, the Captain America and Winter Soldier series.
Yeah.
I wish he had more part. Although George, he's not a very good actor, I'll give him that. But like, I wish he was a better supervillain or something like that.
Oh, like I just saw this again right now. I didn't know why everything's popping up at the end of the show, but apparently footage of Thunderbolts is leaked.
No way. Oh my god, what, the Marvel film?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
What is the Thunderbolts?
Oh my god, it's like all of the leftovers. It's basically it's Bucky and Black Widow's sister and the girl from like Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp and like something else, and like the dad of Black Widow, David Harbour, like playing like Red Soldier or whatever he was.
Then why don't they call it The Leftovers? That makes like a perfect title.
That would be a perfect title, actually. Yeah.
Sometimes you have to lean into the campiness, and that would turn into a better grossing film.
I mean,
Wait,
look, so obviously there's Suicide Squad, and there's already the series The Expendables, and The Expendables is like, hey, but we're expendable, so we're this badass group. Literally calling them the Leftovers. I think you've got like a real. You'd have to have such a tough team to be able to overcome that slight.
Although I do feel sad about the dad guy from Black Widow not having a moment with Captain America. Like that could be a good payoff.
Oh, he might, but not Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Oh, with Falcon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could be like, hey, you're not the real Captain America. I need to prove that I fought real Captain America. Bring him back so I can fight him again.
Because apparently, like in the comics, Red Hulk had a team before Thunderbolts, and it consisted of the Red Captain America and like a bunch of like red superheroes.
But the thing with like Sam's Hulk, right? I did enjoy the series. It had some problems with it. But again, I did enjoy the buddy copness more than I did the Alone character. That's why, I don't feel that much comfort about the new movie. I think it's the actor. I have nothing against him personally, but I think like he's not written in a way that he's winning a lot of hearts. At least like not a main lead guy kind of thing. Like Captain America, they lean into the righteous guy a lot, and somehow Chris Evans was able to pull that off. But they're really struggling to make Sam like his own identity shine a lot.
They will. I think they will.
What I really wanted is in the Thunderbolts, they needed him in it. I don't know why he's not in it, even though he's a leader. Baron Zemo.
Is he not in it?
Zemo.
I don't think he's in it.
Wow.
But in the comics, he was a leader.
That's crazy if he's not.
Wasn't he the most appreciated character from the series Winter Soldier?
Yes.
Like everyone. Yeah, that's the
He
thing. Why do you cut him out?
He became a meme. He became a meme 3 times.
Yeah.
There's 3 different memes, which is the dancing one. He's out of line, but he's right.
Yeah.
And the part where like he puts the mask on and goes John Wick.
Oh yeah.
Right, guys, I'm afraid we're now going to have to begin to wrap this up here, so let's do our outros, let the people know where they can find us. Thank you to, obviously, we had Tim and Nick on earlier. Dev, where can the people find you?
They can find me on TikTok and Twitch under the name FWUDAT. And my key recommendation of the week is, because I hate everyone, Borderlands.
Borderlands. Oh, do you know what? What do you mean, the movie?
Yes.
Have you seen it?
Is it bad?
It comes out today. I'm seeing it on Monday.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, you always as soon as something's out, you've seen it before me. I'm going to see it. I don't know if I'll see it I'll see it by next week, probably. I've got my unlimited ticket now. I wasn't planning to see it, but it's definitely on my list now. Right, Cap, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Swordbeach, where I sing and dance, I throw myself in a bucket, and I work with puppets. And recently I ranked the Disney princess on their warrior status. To find out who is the baddest Disney prince of all, go check that video out. And also, my recommendation is going to be, watch Resident Evil Damnation, the animated film, which takes place after Resident Evil 4. So you get a lot of Las Plagas and stuff. You've seen that clip, David, and you said it looks good.
I'm sure I have. I think I've seen Damnation. I've seen at least 2 of the CGI Resident Evils. Okay. My name is David Pstansky. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at David Pstansky. Follow all things Geek Battle. And what I will say is my geeky recommendation, if you haven't seen it already, damn, what was it going to be? Oh yeah, go and watch Deadpool and Wolverine. Why not? I can't think what else. There was something else I was going to recommend. Can't remember what it was. Doesn't matter. Till next time, stay safe. Always stay extremed. Live long and prosper. May the force be with you. And ciao for now. Boom. And we're off the air.